country.
So Yahweh, before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shemi Al-Shai, by Shemar Kakadas, and double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the 144,000. Hopefully like taking this truth to the four corners of the earth. This is who is Yahweh Shai, this is your brother Radah. Just some videos on, I want to use the Edomites, or what appears to be Edomites, so-called white people, white Americans, and how they are paying attention to how their own government is moving. Look at this, man. And this of course falls under the precept or the prophecy, their own tongue shall fall upon themselves. Check this out.
We are officially out of time. That window closed a few months ago out in California. The government is now effectively taking over these 19 states in yellow with the National Guard. They will be out in full deployment, and it won't stop there. They're going to try to take over this whole entire country. We don't have midterms to rely on. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to hold your hand when I say any of this to you, and I'm not exaggerating whatsoever. This is the moment where every single person in this country needs to wake the fuck up. I'm sorry, not sorry. And you need to start caring. We can't really prevent much at this point, but what we can do is go into defense mode. We can try our absolute hardest to stop it where it's at. And that's not going to be easy. We're going to have to get every single person involved in this, and that means boots on the ground.
You got to remember, what are the Edomites? They are carnal, right? They are rejected, they are carnal, and they have been given the sword. What comes when you've been blessed with something? It's in your DNA, right? Just like Jacob is blessed with the Spirit. We're blessed with the precepts. We're blessed with prophecy, right? We're blessed with the ability to worship, to lead, and to prophesy. It's in our DNA, man. Now, of course, you got to be elect, right? But it's the house of Jacob overall is a spiritual house, a spiritual race. The house of Esau is a carnal race, a sword or a weaponry-based race. They're strategic because they're physical. They're carnal. This is in their DNA. This is a woman, you guys. This is a chick. And from her blessing, from her being an Edomite, it's just natural for her to watch how her government, which are Edomites, are moving, and she's like, "Whoa!" Her defenses are up. You gotta see where these people are coming from. I got a few videos I want to show you.
Boots on the ground, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be your peaceful protests. It's not going to be standing in the streets with signs. I can't say what that means on here, but you know what that means. And if you have an ounce of care, you need to man the fuck up. A lot of us have been warning everybody for months, that this is what was going to happen if we didn't put a stop to it back then. And we're here now. Are you prepared now? Because the game is here. We're in the game. You need to take this, boots on the ground. Boots on the ground. We are officially.
So I put some precepts in there. Judgment is coming for so-called white people. You guys do not understand that you are the biblical Edomites. Edom, your elites are attempting to stop prophecy. America will be completely destroyed by nuclear fire. The collapse is really going to happen. It's called Jacob's trouble. The blacks in this country, Latinos and Native Americans, are the true Hebrew Israelites, and you guys do not believe this yet. White Jesus is a lie. His real name is Yahweh Shai, and he is black. You lower level white people are a sacrifice. Your elites have lied to you. Trump is not going to fix America. The fact that digital currency will get the global banking families complete control of money means America will no longer be sovereign. This is why they have $1 trillion underground bunkers in all the other countries. In all the countries, they know that America gets hit the worst. when the missiles launch. So I was just basically saying, then I put Second Ezra's, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and not be able to. It was your martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread for great tribulation. Right? So then I said something about the apocryphal, but check this out.
It said that it would be really difficult for a foreign army to invade the United States of America. I mean, we're surrounded by 2 oceans. Most of our population is armed. It's a really large geographic area to try to take control over. And so any army coming in would be noticed and, pushed away. However, and bear with me here, what if you could convince the American people to spend $170 billion to put a standing army in place under the guise of protecting us from a demonized and marginalized minority group, one that was only accountable to the executive? And then what if that executive consolidated power to the point that they were giving orders directly from billionaire world leaders and not from our representatives in our government? Because once you have that kind of a standing army in place, strategically located throughout the country, it seems to me that you could get past the first hurdle of the actual invasion and begin an actual occupation. And that occupation could probably establish a fairly solid root of power. If the main fear of retaliatory actions against that occupation are criminal proceedings, and as long as the American people still believe that our criminal justice system is functioning, they'll be reluctant to engage with that occupation directly. And the longer that reluctance happens, the more firmly the occupation is established within the country. And that's exactly what we see happening right before our eyes with the tenfold funding increase in ISIS budget, which makes them the 3rd largest army on earth next to the U.S. military and China's military only. They will be building detention centers.
And I believe that there are 100,000 applications waiting to be approved right now, which honestly, that number could be growing. Think about it. The amount of money that these guys will be making if they join ICE. Of course, you got the racist or the hateful element of Esau, but you got Jakes joining that shit too. Because of money. Why? Because the economy is collapsing. That shit's growing, man. So that guy makes a good point, right?
All right, so now we see these 3 national...
So look at this dude. This is an Edomite. What's he got on his hat? This is a veteran. This is a trained, familiar with war, familiar with policy and the Constitution, fucking red-blooded Joe Six-Pack Edomite. He's wearing his fucking military hat. He's been in the war. He's a veteran. He's actively recording himself in front of Edomite soldiers.
Guard members do have
250,000 views.
Their 9mm pistols on their hip. So here you have it, the armed National Guard. Now, what is National Guard going to do with their pistols? Who the fuck knows? Because you can't turn it on American citizens, right? So you've literally armed our guard for no reason. This is just asking for escalation. This is just asking for something to go wrong.
Now, let's go look at some of the comments. Now, mind you, this obviously, I mean, if he's got this many views, let me see, can I check out his page yet? I can. So he's got another one right there in the middle, almost 1 million views. The one right here on the corner, 600,000 views. So it's not anything. Yeah, it's not. He's got a lot of, in fact, pretty much every one of his videos is double digits or triple digits. So he's got a lot of people listening to him. All right, that's not just one. That just, because sometimes you'll see a page, they'll have a video that goes 700,000 views, and then every one of their other videos is like 100 views. It's weird. This dude, all of his shit is in the thousands. So he's got a lot of people listening to him. Let's go back and see if I can find that. If I can go back.
You know, when I was in the...
Okay, so it's safe to say that his dude's got a lot of people listening to him. Let me see. Somebody else had reposted him. It looks like an Israelite. Let's listen to what else he's saying.
Army, negligent discharges happen all the time. So how many of these National Guard who are not used to having their M9 on their hip going to ND in DC? We don't know. This is absolutely irresponsible. This is absolutely misuse of our service members, and this is just to intimidate the American people. Our American military is not here to intimidate its own people, but that is how they're being used. All right, so
which is going to go into what? Yahweh said he was going to set the Egyptian. I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And this is Isaiah 19 is huge because the entire chapter is going into different levels of what's happening now here in America and of course all across the world. But verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And I know a lot of this is repetition.
Now we see these.
I know it's repetitious, but this is, you see, it's just increasing with intensity every day. And now you got people like this, more people like this coming out of the woodworks. Let's check out that. What's this?
We come with demands. Let me list them for you. Impeach him now. Give it up for Jolly Good Ginger.
Can I borrow that mic?
What's up, DC? What's up, veterans? I'm going to do something before I get started. Let me see if this works. R.I.P. Nipsey. Listen, before I say what I got to say, I want to say what needs to be said. Currently, the unqualified, undeserving Fox News.
No, I want you to look at that. Look at the eagle on top of those flags. And most of these people are clueless as to what this is even going into. They think it's patriotic America. No, that's Edom. That is specifically only Esau Edom. I'm gonna save this just for the point. Let's go back. Let's go here to prove to you. You got to understand this. We'll do 2nd Esdras chapter 11. One of the reasons why they took out the Apocrypha from the original King James Version is because it points out who the eagle is. So it's a very long chapter. I'm not going to read it all for a second time. Look, it starts off, then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathered rings and 3 heads. All the feathers mean something, and all the heads mean something. And I'm not skillful enough to do a decent breakdown, but there are breakdowns. There are skilled breakdowns on the official GMS members doing an actual video on this. They break down the historical timelines of Rome, and they break down each wing or feather, and they break down each head, and they prove it with secular history. So if you're interested in that, it is available. But this eagle is going into Rome, and we understand that the Edomites, the so-called Europeans, the white man, were the Greeks, were the Romans when Rome fell during the Renaissance period and then it wasn't until the Renaissance period when they came back to rise from Europe, and then America was established. That is the little horn, and that which established the revised Roman Empire, which is the final leg of the Roman Empire that we are in now. We are now in the 10 toes. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up. This is 2nd Esdras 11. Then saw I a dream, and behold, there came up from the sea an eagle, which had 12 feathers, wings and 3 heads. And I saw, and behold, she spread her wings over all the earth, and all the winds of the air blew on her, and were gathered together. And I beheld, and out of her feathers there grew other contrary feathers, and they became little feathers and small. Those feathers are going into the temporary rulers that would be within the Caesars, I believe. All the different Caesars of Rome. But her heads were at rest. The head and in the midst were greater than the others, yet rested with the residue. Now, I'm going to jump over to chapter 13. This is when Yahushua comes on the chariot, the so-called UFO, and he goes to war. Yahushua, Armageddon, the war in heaven, Revelation chapter 12, 2 Ezra 13, obviously, Joel chapter 3. Also, America is destroyed by ICBM missiles. But before that happens, the confrontation where Yahushua from the chariot speaks to the heads of Esau. And this is how he addresses them. And this is in the scriptures. Okay, right here, look. Okay, hold on. Salakia. Oops, Shemai. Oh wow. Okay, my bad. It was 11. I'm sorry. So here we have 2 Ezra 11, Salakia. And so right here, okay, look at this. This is very powerful, you guys. And I behold, this is verse 37, and lo, as it were a roaring lion, that lion is Yahushua, okay, chased out of the wood, and I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle. So the lion is speaking to the eagle, and the eagle is Esau, the fourth beast. Look at this. And said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts. So he just linked this eagle to the four beasts mentioned in Daniel. And that four beasts, though it is described as like a creature with teeth and claws, he's also likening it unto this eagle. You have to see that. And so he said, whom I had made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them. So he just basically, he is arresting. He's like the arresting warrant officer sent by Yahweh to arrest this criminal who's been at large since Cain and Abel. You got to understand how powerful this is a completion. This is like the final episode of this long, ongoing saga of a movie, and Yahushua has the power and the qualifications to subdue and arrest the dragon, the fucking Leviathan in the sea, bro. There's so many precepts that back this up. And the fourth came, okay, and overcame all the beasts that were passed. The same thing that was said about the eagle in the first part of this chapter, about how he spread his wings over all the earth and had power over the world with great fearfulness and over the whole compass of the earth. So there's only one race of people that's been able to do this, you guys, and it's the so-called fucking white man. You got to get that. And over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression, and so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit, and everything they've ever said was a lie. For the earth hast thou not judged with truth. And they don't judge on the right hand. Everything they do is on the left hand. For thou hast afflicted the meek. And the meek goes into the Hebrew Israelites, both northern and southern kingdom. Thou hast hurt the peaceable. Thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. And I believe there is a precept that says he reserves the day of judgment for the wicked, or he reserves the day of judgment for the wicked. He reserves the wicked for the day of the judgment. This is what this is going into. He has waited to judge the wicked for the last. And everybody isn't wicked, even though everybody can do wicked shit. There's only one nation that is called the border of wickedness, and that is Edom. And we find that in Malachi 1, verses 3 and 4. Okay, you got to let the scriptures identify truth. You got to let the scriptures identify and label things in life as they are labeled. You got to go by what is said in prophecy. Therefore is thy you wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence. When this goes into Isaiah 14, that the trees will sing when this dude is brought down, because no feller, the word feller goes in the a person or an operation that cuts down trees. He will stop cutting down the trees the way he's cutting down the trees. And also, men are likened to trees when you want to go into the spiritual aspect of the meaning of a tree, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence. And it doesn't say nothing about the so-called black man being the most violent man on the earth. This is talking about the eagle, you guys, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Look at this.
Host that has
You see that?
the title.
You see that eagle? It's on the flag. This is. We are entering in the beginning of the end and the destruction of the rulership of Esau, Edom, and you're seeing all these little cells, all these little people rising up. Edomites mixed with other people. They're all against the rulership, or the decisions of Trump. But bro, the truth is, the entire of that eagle, which is symbolic of the whole house of Esau, Edom, it all has to come down.
Secretary of Defense. He is attempting to erase the history of our armed forces. There were black, indigenous.
And the thing is, yes, at first it can upset you when you start hearing about this, but you guys, you have to understand, when America is bombed, when America is destroyed, everything about this nation will be erased. Now, we will have the records of this history. I'm sure there's going to be spiritual records, spiritual recordings, because we're going to find out everything that the elite's done. But the way history, or the way, the way information will be recorded, and then also taught, or be able to be observed, or to be looked into, will be on it's going to be coming. It will be done from a completely different perspective. History will not be told from an American journalistic perspective. That it will no longer, history will never ever be looked at or told or viewed from a Western Renaissance or a Western American news production perspective, if that makes any sense. The way news will be told, the way history will be told, will be from a perspective of Yahushua, from his 144, from the angels, from the way prophecy, from the way the Most High says it on the right-hand side. And I'm not doing you guys a good enough justice trying to communicate this to you. America is going to be 1,000% completely destroyed in everything about it. Even so-called black history, because we weren't black. Even so-called Latino and Native American history, because we weren't Latino and Native American. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We are Israel and we are Judah. We're the southern and northern kingdom.
And people of color who went to war for this country only to come home to be hated. The Tuskegee Airmen existed. The Buffalo Soldiers existed. Black soldiers went to World War II and came home to no GI Bill. These same soldiers drafted in Vietnam.
And the problem with this, right? Now, I'm not saying that we do not know if this man is a Jake or not. Okay, because the speckled bird is real. The problem with constantly needing Edomites to speak up for us concerning our situations is so wicked, because it doesn't go along with prophecy. Prophecy says exactly what's going to happen. Prophecy says it. Look. What did he just say? Let me go back just a couple seconds. You can go into Wisdom of Solomon and find this. Look.
The Buffalo Soldiers.
Oh shit! Sorry about that.
We come with God and came home to no home, only hate. The people that fight beside us, no matter their race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, identity.
And then right there, the sexual orientation. It's always what Esau has done to us as the Israelites, but we're called black, we're called brown, and then they sneak in the fucking Sodomites. And that also just completely ruins it. What does it say in Wisdom of Solomon, Salakia, Wisdom? I believe it's chapter 5. I believe it is. Yep, look at this. This is a prophecy. This is a prophecy from Ban Malak Dawadah. This is a prophecy from the son of David, King Solomon, who we also understand in the reincarnation. This is the spirit. This is the head son, Yahushai, in one of his lots. And this is his lot as King Solomon right now, speaking wisdom. Look what he is saying. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. There's no mention of Sodomites mingled into this. It's just us. You don't put us on the same platform as what's considered an abomination. Okay? Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. Why? Because this links up with Revelations chapter 11 and 11. When they saw us, let's get it real quick, and I'm going to come back. You got to see why. Why are they afraid? Because we're speaking the truth. We're being restored. He's setting us in order before their eyes, right? Right here, verse 11. Revelations. And after 3 days and a half, that goes into your 350 days of slavery, when both northern and southern kingdom, Latinos, blacks, and Native Americans, we completely had no clue who we are. We're all speaking English. We're all trusting in fucking 4th of July, Santa Claus, and Thanksgiving, right? 2 + 2 is 4. They've completely re-educated us. And from within that place, the Spirit, Ezekiel 36 and 37, breathes on us, and we begin to breathe and begin to come together, and we hear the prophets teaching this truth, and we begin to turn away from all of our indoctrinations, and we start to head towards the 100% truth. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from power entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Why? Because now we're operating in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And we know and understand the truth. And from that place, we're not marching, we're declaring. We're lifting up our voices like a trumpet, and we're declaring what prophecy really says about this place and what prophecy really says about this people, because of what prophecy says this people really did to us. And we're calling upon the real name of Yahweh and the real name of Yahushai, and we're crying out for the oppressor, like it says in Isaiah 19, and he will send us a mighty one and a savior. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation. So far beyond all that they look for. That goes into your chariots, your UFOs, us being made, set in order before their eyes. And we don't need some fucking Edomite that means well, or some Jake that looks like an Edomite that means well, speaking up for us and following along the script that's been written for all of us to follow, where you march peacefully, or you ask your oppressor for help, and then they categorize you up with the homosexuals, where they say black people, women, Mexicans, and Native Americans, and all the sodomites. You guys have all been mistreated. So now you got this conglomeration of abominations and gender identity mixed with the Hebrew Israelites. When the gender part doesn't matter, because Yahushua is only dealing with the men. The women are going to follow underneath the men. They're not going to be leading the men. And there ain't no homosexuality in this shit, man.
Every single one of them have more patriotism in their fucking pinky than that goddamn draft dodger Trump. How dare he sit in that Oval Office and delegitimize veterans of this country?
If anyone wants to know the model for what civilians need to do right now, this is it. Watch this man's video and study it. Because what he did wasn't a rant, it wasn't a hot take, it was civilian intelligence op in plain sight. Let me break it down. A professor, nonviolent, unarmed, not an enemy combatant, is reportedly snatched by ICE on July 10th from a ranch near Three Rivers, California. But instead of vanishing in silence like ICE hoped, he became a traceable event. Because someone, this man and possibly a small team, got to work. They were handed one blurry photo of a white Ford Explorer caught in the middle of a crowd. That's it. But here's where it gets lethal. They pulled TikTok footage and scrapped metadata. They matched timestamps, locations, and weather patterns. They ID'd the vehicle using open source license plate recognition tools. They followed the car's heat signature, caught it stop at a gas station, and timed it down to the minute, including the exact moment the driver went inside to use the restroom. Then they tracked the transfer of the professor to an unmarked transit van, followed it through state routes, matched it against traffic cams, and identified the processing facility he was taken to. All within hours. Not days, hours. And they didn't stop there. They documented the route, California 198 to 65 to 99 South. They logged entry and exit points, camera hits, and surveillance footage. They even noted the HVAC surge in the van, likely when a generator was plugged in, which they now used as a new tracking signature. And then they made it public. They spoke it out loud. Not like an activist with a bullhorn, but like an analysis, delivering a classified briefing. Thermo match, route analysis, vehicle transfer, timeline confirmed. And that right there is the model. I don't know how many people were on that team, 2, 10, it doesn't matter, because what they just demonstrated was a live action model, a tactical civilian cell operating with the precision of a strike team. And make no mistake, they didn't just expose ICE, they exposed the future of resistance. This man, whoever he is, just became the face of what's possible when civilians stop waiting for help and become the infrastructure.
Remember, Esau's blessing is the sword. There will be civil wars. They will fight each other. And prophecy says, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And they will also black out the internet. All because of this kind of stuff. Because the Edomites are going to try to, they understand what they're up against. The Edomites up top understand that they're dealing with their own kind on the bottom. The ones on the bottom kind of know what they're dealing with. Some of them do, most of them don't. That's how crazy this shit is.
And the language, that's what made it lethal. He briefed. He spoke like someone who could walk into a federal hearing, drop a file folder full of receipts, and not blink once. That's how you make ICE afraid. That's how you turn the tables on authoritarian government thugs. That's how you make power flinch. And this is exactly what I mean when I say civilian involvement is part of the blueprint for blue states. Because it's not protesting, it's counter intel for the people.
Let's go to that guy's page. I think I'm subscribed to him, or maybe I was just listening to him recently.
Okay, guys, the ice cream trucks that you guys have been tagging me in, I want everyone, spread this, share this, please, relax on the ice cream trucks. That is not in correlation. It's just bad timing. It's a publicity stunt. Eli Roth, we're going to call this one out nationwide. So I'm calling on them again, calling on you again. Tag your representatives, tag everybody. For the federal judges and prosecutors, this is for you. We are initiating the formal launch of our nationwide district court strategy, leveraging the Supreme Court's 2000 on the body. All right, guys, this is an update on the floating bodies that were found over in Spain. I know I did another video on some recent ones.
So let me lay it out.
He's just basically a very skilled Edomite, completely ignorant of prophecy, but him and his kind are key players in what's happening. Same with this woman. These are all the tongues that are falling upon themselves. Their own tongues. Their own tongues. Their own tongues. Their own tongues. Bam. So they shall make their own tongues to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. So this is all scripted. Meaning it's all scriptural, it's all prophetic, it's all prophecy. Okay? It's all prophecy.
Y'all know. So the next 2 to 8 weeks is going to be your head start. That's not hyperbole. You have about 2 to 8 weeks, depending on where you are in this country. And by then, there will be boots on the ground, movement will be restricted, curfews enforced, sun going down earlier, and the weather getting colder. So if there's any chance of being prepared, it's between now and probably the end of October. So the next 2 to 8 weeks is going to be your head start. That's not hyperbole. You have about 2 to 8 weeks, depending on where you are in this country. And by then, there will be boots on the ground, movement will... Y'all know these 1,700 National Guardsmen aren't getting deployed to blue states, right? They're staying in the red states they're being deployed out of. We can see this in the articles, all the information finally coming out now. And it's for one reason and one reason only. And I can prove it. So it says their deployment is going to last till about November, maybe going into December if necessary. That's the same exact amount of time it takes for an ICE officer on the street with the mask and the vest to be fully trained up, ready to go. Even less time now because they got rid of the requirement to speak fucking Spanish. So these National Guardsmen, they're going to dig into the red states that they're already being deployed out of. Okay, they're going to set up more or less a base of operations for these ICE officers when they're done training. So they can amass about 15, 20,000 of them, because right now there's 10,000 in training and 100,000 applications waiting for approval. Okay. And when they're done training, National Guard packs their bags up, says, all right, guys, it's all yours. Call us if you need us. And ICE is going to swarm the streets and do what they do best. That is violate our civil liberties. And in my opinion, because these are all red states, purple states, or swing states, they're going to go ahead and start picking up the political opposition, or at least scare them enough into not voting, not going out. I mean, just think about it. You wouldn't even have to gerrymander or rig an election if you just get rid of people that oppose you in extremely important states when it comes to voting, like all these red states or purple states or swing states. These are all very important states when it comes to elections. Midterms are right around the corner. How about that? Just my opinion. You tell me. Y'all know these 1,700 National Guardsmen aren't getting deployed to blue states, right? They're staying in the red states they're being deployed out of. We can see this in the articles, all the...
This may be the most serious video that I have ever made up to this point. Because what is happening in this country right now, and what may happen over the next few weeks, may in fact determine whether we survive as a constitutional republic, or whether Donald Trump will be successful.
You see how okay, now, on one hand, the Edomites are very skilled at, strategizing, weaponry. Look what they're doing. Oh, and you got 2/3 of the Jakes, we're line dancing, playing around, doing podcasts, pretty much just fucking being stupid, right? While these guys are, oh my God. But absolutely none of them understands prophecy. Their entire motivation and application of all the skills they have is only based on carnality and saving the Constitution in America. They're completely void of the idea and understanding that this entire geographical, all that beautiful, look at all those beautiful trees behind them. Do you have any idea how beautiful the landscaping and a lot of the geographical area of America actually is? It's beautiful, you guys. I remember I went through a very short, mournful moment once I understood that this place was going to go up in fire. I just looked at the trees. It's going to sound crazy, but I apologized to the grass. I apologized to the trees for the transgressions of man that was bringing about the destruction of this place, which meant that they were going to have to be burned up too, because in order to cleanse the land, the blood of the man that shed the blood has to be shed. And the only way to shed the Edomites' blood completely in America is for them all to be burned up like a sacrifice. And so I mourned. I was sad for the trees. I know that might sound weird, but I was like, man, you guys have to go because of these motherfuckers, man. Because that's what's going to happen, you guys. The entire landscape of America is going to be turned into ash. That's what prophecy says. And none of these motherfuckers...
This is why I think this may be the most serious video.
None of them is aware of it. Not any of them. Their only motivation to fight is to try to preserve America. And America has to be destroyed. Okay? Let's get that precept. There's a few of them. let's see, her smoke, the smoke of her torment. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day or night, who worship the beast and the image, and whoever receiveth the mark of his name. Let me see. We would have healed. Yep. Babylon, but she is not healed. This is Jeremiah 51:9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. There's one more I want to get. Let me see. Dang, I just brain farted it. I want to, hold on. Let me see. Satyrs shall play there. Shall play. But wild beasts of the desert, let me see if this is it. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places, and her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. Yeah, that was it. That's one of them. That's one of them. Let me see, there's another one. Okay, yeah. Let me go back. And Babylon, okay, Isaiah 13:19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of this, and this is what identifies the beauty of the Chaldees, excellency that goes into your deep, hardcore gangster witchcraft. Like that's real. Like this, when this is being used about you, it's for real, for real. Talking about how your ability to do witchcraft and enchantments and spells and shit, that goes into your human blood trafficking. A lot of human child sacrificing. That's what the human trafficking is all about. It's them offering up blood to human blood to Molech and shit for power. So Isaiah 13:19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when power overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. There goes your ICBM missiles. Isaiah 13:20, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their folds there. One more. I want to get the pentagrams in Washington D.C. There, see, it already knows. See, and this is how this country was established, with this type of symbolism in the head city of the nation, okay? And then all their government buildings are also fashioned after the same geographical left-handed occultic patterns. This is talking about your beauty of the Chaldees' excellency. These people are serious. They are very skillful when the higher-ups, at least. The banking families, they are your real deal fucking witches. So I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakadosh, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from. And the shalom to the hopefully elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, building the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radah. Shalom.